Okay, I am making this video for repairing the Logitech Z-2300 Satellite speakers. I just finished repairing them, so I actually put it back together the old way to show you step by step how to fix them. Some screws have already been removed just to speed it along. This is the initial speaker part, 17001-0000 by Logitech. All this started deteriorating. I kind of removed it and decided, all right, I need to get a new speaker piece. I actually went to Parts Express, and this is the product that I got, which was the model DMA70-8. I will also show you an alternative one, and also link you to a video of another rebuild, and you can choose why, and I'll also explain why I chose this product. Alright, so here we have the satellite speaker. For quick how to remove it, just take the meshing off. In here, for easier one, you can kind of use a small screwdriver, bend it out. These will come off. You'll have 4 on it. Again, I removed them, so just to make this video go along quicker. So there'll be 4 screws under off all these. Just want to unscrew those. I have 2 screwdrivers just because some I like a little more grip on some of the bolts versus the others, and I also need the smaller one for inside on the speaker repair. These will be the small screws that come out. Save those for when you put it back together. Again, there will be 4 screws, but I only use 2 just to move it along. When it comes off, these speakers will actually be attached to these pieces here, and they'll actually be soldered on. So what you'll want to do, or what I had to do, is I used just normal clippers and clipped right where the ending soldering was. I then went to the wire and used one of these at a 0.8 setting to strip the wire for the next piece. And then for the new speaker, instead of having a solder on, which will save you a lot of time, I used one of these little guys, which has an opening for reaching onto this piece, so it'll be connected for you. And then on here is where the wire will go, and we will squinch those on. So we'll go ahead and do this one, since I need to reattach it anyways. There, you can do this with a wrench, or if you have a tool like this one, you can get it going pretty easy on there and just squeeze it shut. Oh boy, and it looks like this one's not going to connect fully anymore. That's what I get for taking it apart. As long as it connects, though, you should be good. So for the most part, that is connected. So those wires are now set with both of those to attach to my new speaker. But you still need to take this guy off. Very simple that one is. You just take, there should be 4 bolts all on the sides. Just gonna remove those. They might be glued in. The manufacturer actually put some glue around them, but isn't too difficult to remove. It goes off, and then this guy lifts right off. So this guy will fit right in. There's a little Logitech HUD. It fits perfectly dimension wise. The only issue I had with this one was that the original screws that it came with are small, made to fit flush. As you can see, this is very narrow. This one has a cushion, so it's a little deeper. So instead of that, I took a small screw from my garage that I had a set of 4 of, and I will be using these. Just make sure if you use a longer screw, you don't go too far. On my other speaker, I went a little too far, and you can see it kind of dimple up here because I'm actually going at a crooked angle. Though you can also go straight on with one if it fits, but these holes are a little bit inward, so I had to make do with what I had. These I'm going to put all away because I am not reopening this after this is done. I just enjoy the new speakers. And all this, even though initially I paused just to make sure I wasn't doing anything wrong, but it all is pretty quickly, pretty easy to do quickly. The only thing that would take time is if you were going to solder them, which I believe the other video that I will link to, he soldered them and he did say it took him some time. So I chose to avoid that in case I ever need to replace again, but I do like the quality of these new speakers, so I really hope I do not. Because now we got the speaker in, now we connect. My red was indicated on the large one, which I can kind of tell from here. They nominated this one red to the large side. Obviously black with the other one goes to the small dowel. So I'm putting the red to the big dowel, and the black one to the small dowel. You can get to go on easily. There it goes. Nice snug fit's always good. So now we got the new speaker in. Now we just need to put the bolts back. I'll spare you with the boring parts. So that part goes in there. Obviously you put the cushion pads back in, and once all four are in, you got your guy back on top. So the difference here of the speakers that I was talking about, here's the soldering from the video I will link. It shows that the original soldered part is there. And this is the one that I bought, the Dayton DMA70-8, and the other video will recommend the Visaton FRS7-8. Now, two reasons. FR7 is cheaper. You got it for $9.98 on Parts Express. I'll put links for these as well. And this one is $14.48, obviously unless you buy a bunch. But the reason I kind of chose one actually, I was worried about this longer part here fitting into the back of the satellite speaker, because the satellite speaker has almost like a triangle. So I was worried about it fitting. It seemed to fit in his fine, so I don't know why I didn't see his video before I even attempted to do this, but that was my concern. So that was an option there. Here are the specs on the one that he recommended with 8 watts, 15 watts, 8 ohms is important to match with what's in there, 200 to 20,000 hertz, versus the one that I got, which made me favor it a little bit more. Obviously you can see this, I don't have to be too worried about the triangle background or backing of the speaker. But also it had a little bit better sats with more watts going through it, still 8 ohms, slightly bigger frequency range. So I just went with that one. I just figured maybe it's a little bit better of a speaker. I don't know extensively too much about speakers, but it seemed like a better option for me. So those are the two. Again, this is everything here. I'll put a picture of the difference between the two. So it's the old speaker, the new speaker, and tested them out already, put them up to very high volume, and I do notice a noticeable difference. Not much, you know, the speakers initially were great speakers, but these new parts that I put in are a little bit better sounding, so it is quite nice to have, and definitely better than having to buy the whole thing. And I know how hard it is to find the replacements on this because I checked forever, it felt like. So hopefully this helps whoever needs to replace their side speakers. It is doable, and there's at least 2 speaker options now that you can do in it, and it's quite easy. So do not buy a new set. You can easily do it yourself. If you have any questions, just let me know, and I'll always happy to respond. Thanks.